Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Nelson Marquez, and today I want to ask you an important question. How would you know if your liver is in danger? It may seem like a difficult question to answer, but the signs are more common than you might think, and some can be quite subtle. Let's talk about it. For example, one of the first warning signs can be something as simple as a swollen belly. This symptom, which many consider normal, can actually be associated with liver problems. Other signs, which we'll discuss shortly, may seem a little strange, but once you understand what's behind them, you'll see how common they are and how they indicate significant liver damage. The number one sign among these is dry mouth or eyes. Believe me, we've all experienced this at some point, right? But when it becomes persistent, it can be related to hormonal imbalances caused by liver problems. Two important hormones that can become unbalanced due to a damaged liver are cortisol and insulin. These hormones play a crucial role in the body's fluid balance, and when they're out of balance, they can cause dehydration and reduce the production of saliva and tears. And that's not all. The liver is also responsible for activating many thyroid hormones, and without a healthy liver, the thyroid can't function properly. In addition, the liver is essential for neutralizing toxins in the body. When the liver is compromised, these toxins build up and affect brain chemistry, leading to problems like hepatic encephalopathy. This can interfere with vital brain functions, such as regulating the autonomic nervous system, which controls automatic functions like breathing and saliva production. Have you ever noticed that when you're really stressed, your mouth gets dry? This is a reflection of salivary function being affected by stress. Imagine this being exacerbated by an overworked liver. So, it's important to understand these signs to distinguish between something temporary, like nervousness before a presentation, and a chronic condition that requires attention. Now, let's talk about something important: what your liver should look like when it's healthy. A healthy liver is pink or reddish in color, but when it starts to suffer damage, the color changes to a paler or yellowish tone. This is due to hepatic steatosis, the famous fatty liver. This problem used to be common among alcoholics, but nowadays the main cause is poor diet. Did you know that up to 40% of the population can have some degree of fatty infiltration in the liver? And that's just the beginning. If this condition is not treated, it progresses to a low-grade inflammation called hepatic fibrosis, where the liver begins to form scar tissue. This stage is much more difficult to reverse and affects about 12% of the population. In Brazil, this means that millions of people may be at risk without knowing it. And what happens when fibrosis worsens even more? Then we have liver cirrhosis, a more serious stage of the disease, which can affect up to 5% of the population. In numbers, this means that in Brazil there are tens of millions of people with cirrhosis, and this number continues to grow. It's scary, isn't it? But understanding these signs and seeking help can save your health. Now that you know a little more about how the liver can be affected and the most common symptoms, pay attention to your body's signals. If you have any questions or want to know more about how to protect your liver, leave your comment here. Let's talk about it. And folks, this is a crucial point. Prevention is always better than cure. So how can we protect our liver and prevent these conditions? Well, the good news is that in many cases, it is possible to reverse early damage or even prevent the problem from getting worse with some simple lifestyle changes. First, a balanced diet is essential. Avoiding excessive consumption of processed foods, rich in saturated fats and refined sugars, can drastically reduce the risk of developing fatty liver. Including more fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and fiber in your diet is a great place to start. And let's not forget about hydration, as drinking plenty of water helps the liver to function properly, promoting the elimination of toxins. In addition, regular physical activity is another key to keeping the liver healthy. Exercise helps control weight, improves metabolism, and reduces abdominal fat, which is one of the biggest villains for the liver. Increasing muscle mass also has a positive effect, as it helps regulate insulin, which is crucial to preventing liver problems. Of course, if you already have a liver problem or feel that something is wrong with your body, The most important thing is to seek a health professional for proper monitoring. Early diagnosis makes all the difference, and routine tests, such as liver function tests, can detect changes before the problem becomes serious. Now, I know that many of you must be wondering, Dr. Nelson, can I reverse the damage to my liver? And the answer is that yes, in most cases it is possible. Reversal depends on the stage at which the disease was identified. In early stages, such as hepatic steatosis, lifestyle changes may be enough to restore liver health. However, in more advanced stages, such as fibrosis and cirrhosis, treatment is more challenging, but it can still often help improve quality of life and prevent the problem from getting worse. One last tip, and perhaps the most important: avoid excessive alcohol consumption. Alcohol is one of the liver's greatest enemies and directly contributes to the development of steatosis, fibrosis, and cirrhosis. Maintaining moderate consumption, or even avoiding alcohol altogether, can be one of the best decisions you can make for your liver health. So, what did you think of this conversation about the liver? Do you have any questions or want to know more about how to improve your liver health? Leave a comment. Share this video with your friends and family. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more health tips. Take care of your liver today to ensure a longer and healthier life in the future. Until next time. And before I finish, I want you to reflect on this. How are you treating your liver today to ensure a healthier life tomorrow? Sometimes, the signs that the body gives us are ignored because we think they are normal or temporary. But by understanding the importance of the liver and how it affects our health as a whole, we can make more informed decisions and protect this vital organ. Now, if you're already wondering about the tests you can do to monitor your liver health, I recommend that you see your doctor to discuss tests, such as liver ultrasound and liver function tests, which measure the enzymes produced by the liver and can indicate if there is a problem. Early diagnosis is always the key to a more effective recovery and better health management. Also remember that by adopting a healthier lifestyle, you're not just protecting your liver. You're protecting your heart, your brain, your kidneys, and of course, your overall well-being. Liver health is body health. And every little action, like making healthier food choices or exercising, counts. So, why not start today? How about making small changes that over time will make a big difference? Be more mindful of your habits, get regular checkups, and don't forget to take care of yourself. I hope this information has been helpful to you. If you're starting to worry about your liver or have noticed any of these signs in your body, seek out a health professional for proper guidance. Your health is your most precious asset, and taking care of it now will bring great benefits in the future. Don't forget to leave your questions in the comments and share this video with anyone you think needs to hear this information. Together, we can spread more knowledge and help more people live a healthy life. See you later, and take good care of your liver. The good news is that the liver is an extraordinary organ when it comes to regeneration. It has the ability to recover even after a significant portion has been removed, and this can happen in a matter of weeks or months. The big challenge is to start taking care of the liver in the early stages, when it still only has a fatty infiltration, which is potentially reversible. If we act quickly, we can even reverse this condition almost completely. However, as the fat accumulates and healthy tissue is replaced by fibrous tissue, reversal becomes increasingly difficult. When we reach cirrhosis, where a large portion of the liver is replaced by fibrous tissue, treatment options become very limited, and the problem becomes almost irreversible. Many conditions can damage the liver, such as viral hepatitis, excessive alcohol consumption, which the liver has to process, and even autoimmune diseases, such as autoimmune hepatitis, where the immune system attacks the liver, causing inflammation and damage to liver tissue. One of the most serious cases is acute liver failure. You may feel fine one day, but the next day your condition worsens dramatically, requiring emergency care. While many of these conditions develop slowly over time, acute liver failure can happen very quickly. Now, the leading cause of fatty liver disease today is no longer alcohol, but rather excess fructose, especially that which comes from added sugar. Fructose is found in large quantities in products such as high fructose corn syrup, which contains about 50% fructose. When you consume 100 grams of sugar, you are ingesting about 50 grams of fructose, which, like alcohol, can harm your liver and contribute to its accumulation of fat. Fructose is also directly linked to obesity, cardiovascular disease, and type 2 diabetes. We often hear about how obesity is linked to a variety of diseases, but it is important to understand the difference between a cause and a combination. For example, when people say that non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD, is caused by obesity, that is not true. The real cause of NAFLD is insulin resistance, which occurs due to the excessive consumption of sugar, processed foods, and refined carbohydrates. And it is this insulin resistance that leads to obesity, type 2 diabetes, and many other conditions. Therefore, obesity and fatty liver are not direct causes, but rather consequences of a larger problem, insulin resistance. And to combat this, the first step is to reduce the excessive consumption of sugar and processed foods, focusing on a more balanced and healthy diet. Moving on, it is essential to understand that insulin resistance is not just an isolated factor. It is deeply linked to the modern lifestyle, which is characterized by a diet rich in refined carbohydrates and added sugars, as well as a sedentary routine. When we consume more sugar than our body can process, the pancreas responds by releasing more insulin, but over time, the body's cells begin to become less sensitive to this insulin, resulting in increasing resistance. This not only contributes to the accumulation of fat in the liver, but also affects metabolism in general. The liver, in its function of processing glucose and storing energy, begins to store more fat than it should, as a response to the excess sugar and fructose circulating in the blood. The problem is that this fat accumulates in the liver, and over time, it loses its ability to function properly. Instead of metabolizing fat efficiently, the liver ends up becoming the storage for this fat, leading to hepatic steatosis, better known as fatty liver. Now, if you are wondering how you can avoid this situation or even reverse the initial damage to your liver, the answer lies in acting quickly. Lifestyle changes are essential. First, reducing your sugar intake is essential. This does not mean cutting out sugar completely all at once, but progressively reducing the amount of processed foods and sugary drinks in your routine. Opt for more natural foods that are rich in fiber, such as fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, which help improve insulin sensitivity. In addition, regular physical activity is one of the best natural remedies for improving insulin resistance and helping your liver recover. Exercise not only helps burn accumulated fat, but also improves glucose metabolism and reduces inflammation, one of the main factors that contribute to the development of liver disease. It is also important to include sources of healthy fats, such as avocado, olive oil, and nuts, which help balance your metabolism and have an anti-inflammatory effect. These foods can be powerful allies in liver regeneration, especially when consumed together with a balanced diet. Remember that liver regeneration, while impressive, has its limits. If the liver is already in more advanced stages of damage, such as cirrhosis, recovery can be much more difficult. Therefore, acting early is crucial. With the proper monitoring of a doctor or nutritionist, you can reverse the initial damage and avoid more serious complications in the future. So, for those of you who are watching this video, I invite you to reflect on your eating habits and lifestyle. It's not just about the liver, it's about your health in general. And the sooner you start taking care of your body, the easier it will be to avoid problems such as fatty liver, insulin resistance, and other chronic conditions that affect millions of people around the world. What are you going to do today to change your future? Now, let's take it a step further and talk about the importance of prevention, because as we mentioned, the best way to deal with any liver condition is before it becomes significant. The good news is that with lifestyle changes, much of the damage done to the liver can be prevented or even reversed, as long as intervention is done early enough. You may be wondering, but how do I know if I'm on the right track? One way to monitor your liver health is through regular checkups, such as liver function tests, which assess how your liver is functioning. Additionally, liver ultrasounds can be used to look for signs of fatty liver. And if you have a family history of liver disease or conditions associated with insulin resistance, such as diabetes or high blood pressure, it's even more crucial to get these tests regularly. But prevention goes beyond just testing. What you put on your plate every day makes all the difference. As we've said, added sugar is one of the biggest offenders for the liver. But in addition, it is important to highlight the need to reduce the intake of ultra-processed foods, which are rich in trans fats and chemical additives. These foods not only contribute to insulin resistance, but also increase the risk of chronic inflammation, which is harmful to all organs, including the liver. Now, if you want to know where to start, a practical tip is to reduce the intake of sugary drinks, such as soft drinks and industrialized juices. A glass of soft drinks can contain up to 40 grams of sugar, which is equivalent to more than 10 teaspoons. Imagine that in your body, trying to process all that sugar. Better to avoid it, right? Swap it for water, unsweetened teas, or if you need something sweet, opt for natural sweeteners such as stevia or erythritol, which do not overload the liver. And exercise, guys, as I mentioned, cannot be left aside. It is one of the greatest allies for liver health. Regular exercise helps improve blood circulation, reduces stress, and most importantly, increases insulin sensitivity, which, as we have seen, is crucial to preventing fatty liver. You don't have to start with heavy exercise. A 30-minute walk 5 times a week can make a big difference. The important thing is to maintain consistency. Another important point is your food choices. Instead of consuming foods rich in refined carbohydrates, such as white bread and pasta, opt for whole foods, such as brown rice, quinoa, oats, and legumes. These foods help stabilize blood sugar levels, preventing insulin spikes, and, consequently, protecting your liver. And of course, if you are looking for a healthier lifestyle, we cannot forget about sleep. Adequate rest has a huge impact on liver health, as the body carries out repair and regeneration processes during sleep. Therefore, if you are skipping bedtime or having difficulty maintaining a good quality of sleep, it is time to rethink your habits. Finally, when it comes to liver care, it's always important to remember that regular medical checkups are essential. If you have a history of liver disease or are experiencing early signs of liver problems, talk to your doctor. They can recommend tests and, if necessary, treatments to help protect your liver. So, for all of you watching, the message is clear. The key to a healthy liver and a more balanced life lies in the daily choices you make. Don't wait until the problem is advanced to take action. Start now. With small changes to your lifestyle, you can ensure that your liver functions at its best for many years to come. Let's take control of our health and give our liver the care it deserves. What are you going to do today to get started? Let's rethink the role of fructose and how it relates to various health issues. While excess carbohydrates, especially processed ones, and even certain vegetable oils, like seed oils, can contribute to metabolic issues, fructose stands out as one of the main culprits. It has a direct impact on insulin resistance, which in turn can lead to conditions like type 2 diabetes and obesity. So rather than pointing to diabetes and obesity as the only cause, we need to focus on fructose, which is the real player behind these imbalances. Now, have you noticed a very common sign? Increased thirst, which should not be ignored. This can be a sign of a metabolic imbalance, and if left untreated, it can lead to a buildup of ammonia, a byproduct of metabolism. If these ammonia levels get high enough, it can affect the brain's ability to regulate fluid balance and, of course, compromise kidney function. And there are more factors involved in all this. The adrenal glands, for example, play a vital role in releasing hormones that help the kidneys regulate sodium and water in the body. See how everything is interconnected? The brain communicates with the kidneys, and the adrenal glands also get involved in the conversation. The liver, in turn, has a fundamental role, directly influencing the balance of the body. If the liver is compromised, this can trigger a series of problems in other systems. And the most interesting thing is that when we start to treat one of these problems, such as liver function, we can see an overall improvement in several other areas. This is the concept of holistic health. Improving one thing can boost the improvement of several others. Now, talking about the third sign, varicose veins or spider veins. These small, spider-like blood vessels visible under the skin are a reflection of a circulatory imbalance, often caused by an unhealthy liver. They're linked to a condition called portal hypertension, which occurs when blood pressure in the veins of the liver increases. This happens when the liver, which is overloaded and compromised, is unable to properly process the blood that passes through it. This increase in pressure can cause small blood vessels to burst, creating spider veins. But it doesn't stop there. A similar mechanism can affect other blood vessels and even result in hemorrhoids. And if the pressure in the circulatory system is too high, this can affect the body's ability to process fluids, resulting in fluid accumulation in the abdominal cavity, which can cause a hard belly appearing full of water. This can even affect the lungs, since the accumulated fluid can move into the space around the lungs, impairing the absorption of oxygen. Another important sign is very low cholesterol. Although many people think that cholesterol is always something negative, it is essential for the body. Most of the cholesterol we have is produced by the body itself because it performs several essential functions. Therefore, if you have excessively low levels, it may indicate that the body is having difficulty producing it, and this can have serious consequences. See how the body is an interconnected system? When one aspect starts to fail, it can affect several other systems. Now, how are you dealing with your health? Understanding how these connections work is crucial to improving your overall health. Every signal that the body gives us, such as excessive thirst, spider veins, or even difficulty breathing, is an indication that something deeper may be happening. These signals are not just little things that we should ignore. They are alerts that the balance of our organism is being challenged. For example, when the liver is not functioning optimally, it may have difficulty processing substances, which leads to an overload in other systems, such as the circulatory system. This can generate superficial and visible blood vessels, known as spider veins, in addition to increasing pressure in the portal vein, which further compromises blood flow and can cause damage to vital organs. Now you must be wondering, how can I improve these functions and restore balance? The answer lies in adopting a holistic approach that goes beyond treating isolated symptoms and focuses on the body as a whole. When we start to address one area, such as improving liver function or reducing inflammation, the benefits spread, positively impacting other functions. This creates a domino effect of improvements on multiple fronts, which is the goal of well-balanced health. Furthermore, a crucial aspect that can improve many of these imbalances is diet. Reducing your intake of fructose and processed carbohydrates, for example, can relieve pressure on the liver, helping it to better process substances and reducing the risk of insulin resistance and increased abdominal fat. Another important change is to focus on anti-inflammatory foods, which help to reduce the burden on the digestive, circulatory, and even nervous systems. And of course, we can't forget healthy lifestyle habits, such as regular exercise, stress reduction, and adequate sleep. These factors also play a crucial role in hormone regulation and the functioning of the liver, kidneys, and other organs. They are key components in ensuring that the endocrine system and the immune system function in an integrated and efficient way. So, when you think about all of this, do you realize how interconnected everything is? The good news is that by improving one part, you can see a positive effect in other areas. This is what we call holistic health, when the focus is not just on treating the symptoms, but on ensuring that the body functions as a whole in harmony. And by making these changes, you can experience a true transformation in your well-being. Now, how can you start applying this to your daily life? Have you ever stopped to think about how small changes can start to make a big difference in your body and your health? That's exactly it. Sometimes, the simplest changes can have a huge impact. And the best part is that these transformations don't have to be drastic or complicated. Small daily actions over time can result in big improvements in your health and overall well-being. Let's start with your diet, for example. The key is to reduce your intake of foods that put a strain on your liver, such as refined carbohydrates and excess fructose. Try replacing processed foods with natural options, such as fresh fruits, in moderation, vegetables, high-quality proteins, and healthy fats, such as those found in avocados, nuts, and olive oil. This can help reduce inflammation and give your liver the support it needs to perform its functions more efficiently. What about hydration? Remember that, in addition to water, teas such as ginger tea, green tea, and chamomile can be excellent allies in helping to reduce inflammation and improve digestion. But avoid excessive consumption of sweetened beverages, which will only aggravate the problem of insulin resistance. Exercise should also not be neglected. It does not need to be intense or exhausting. Daily walks or moderate intensity exercises can help regulate metabolism, improve circulation, and strengthen the cardiovascular system, contributing to the reduction of bad cholesterol and the increase of good cholesterol. Exercise also helps to reduce abdominal fat, one of the signs that the liver may be overloaded. As for stress, it can be one of the biggest saboteurs of health. Chronic stress raises cortisol levels, which can lead to an accumulation of abdominal fat and affect liver function, in addition to damaging the immune system. Investing in relaxation techniques, such as meditation, deep breathing, or even hobbies that bring you pleasure, can be an important step towards improving the balance of body and mind. And of course, we cannot forget about sleep. A good night's rest is essential so that the body has time to regenerate and balance hormones, improve liver function, and even regulate metabolism. Getting enough quality sleep helps reduce insulin resistance, which is crucial to avoiding complications like type 2 diabetes. So, what do you think? How about starting to implement some of these small changes into your daily routine? Remember, it's about continuous progress, not perfection. Every step you take towards a more balanced health can trigger a series of improvements in your body. And by doing so, you're not only taking care of your physical health, but also your mental and emotional health, creating a fuller and healthier life in all aspects. Now, which of these changes do you think would be easiest to start implementing? Let's go on this journey of transformation together. Let's talk about how the liver, one of our most important organs, can affect many functions in the body, including cholesterol control, protein synthesis, and even taste. If you have a problem with your liver that impairs its ability to neutralize toxins, such as heavy metals, you may start to notice serious consequences. These heavy metals can interfere with several functions, such as the enzymes responsible for producing cholesterol. This is just one example of what can happen when your liver isn't functioning properly. Over time, this can lead to impaired synthesis of several important substances. Now imagine that your liver is a veritable factory for your body. It not only regulates cholesterol, but it also produces thousands, even hundreds of thousands of essential proteins. Some of these proteins help control the thickness and viscosity of your blood. Others are enzymes that play vital metabolic roles. Your liver also produces hormones, regulates inflammation, and even helps your immune system. It's a vital part of your body's proper functioning. When the liver is compromised, one of these functions can be impaired. A clear example of this is the loss of muscle mass. The liver produces proteins that are essential for the maintenance and functioning of muscles, although it is not the liver that directly creates muscle proteins. When the production of these proteins is affected, it can lead to the loss of muscle mass, especially in the areas with the largest muscles, such as the thighs, quadriceps, hamstrings, and even the glutes. Have you ever noticed a big belly, thin legs, and a flabby appearance to your body? This can be related to liver problems. However, factors such as stress, high levels of cortisol, and insulin resistance can also have an impact. The liver is just one piece of the puzzle. And if you start to put these signs together, you can start to see a clearer picture. Let's move on to sign number 8, which may seem strange, but is quite common: a change in taste. When the liver is damaged, many people notice that their taste changes. It can be a metallic taste, a bitter taste, or even a lack of flavor. Experts suggest that this could be related to a change in the body's composition, such as a deficiency in important nutrients like B12 or zinc. Additionally, inflammation caused by the liver can also affect taste receptors or even neural processing in the brain, altering the way we taste food. As you can see, the liver has a much bigger role than just processing alcohol or eliminating toxins. When it's not healthy, it can cause a number of signs in the body. If you're experiencing any of these symptoms, it may be time to talk to a professional to take a closer look at your liver health. It's important to understand that the liver is not just a filter for the body. It's responsible for a number of complex and vital processes that directly affect our health and well-being. So, if you're experiencing signs like a change in taste, loss of muscle mass, or even difficulty losing weight, your liver could be one of the culprits. In addition, the liver plays a crucial role in regulating blood glucose levels, storing essential vitamins and minerals, and even producing bile, which is necessary for the digestion and absorption of fats. When it is overworked or not functioning properly, these functions can be compromised, leading to a number of consequences for the body. Another sign that may be related to liver problems is chronic fatigue. When the liver is unable to perform its function efficiently, the body begins to accumulate toxins, which can cause extreme tiredness, lack of energy, and a general feeling of heaviness. This happens because the liver is responsible for detoxifying the body, and when it is unable to do this, you feel the effects on your energy levels. In addition, skin problems such as acne, blemishes, and a yellowish tinge to the skin and eyes, jaundice, can also be a clear sign that something is wrong with the liver. This occurs because when the liver is unable to process toxins properly, they end up being released through the skin, causing inflammation and other dermatological problems. Did you know that in many cases, your liver may be experiencing problems without you even realizing it? That's why it's essential to pay attention to the signs your body sends you. Early detection of liver problems can make all the difference in treatment and recovery. So, what can you do to take better care of your liver? Here are some practical tips. Balanced diet. Prioritize foods rich in antioxidants, such as fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. They help reduce inflammation and protect the liver. Hydration. Drinking plenty of water is essential to help the liver eliminate toxins from the body. Regular physical exercise. Staying active improves circulation and helps detoxify the body. Reduce alcohol consumption. Alcohol puts a strain on the liver and can lead to damage if consumed in excess. Avoid processed foods. These can contain substances that hinder liver function. Manage stress. Prolonged stress can negatively affect the liver, so relaxation techniques such as meditation and mindfulness can be very helpful. Have you ever stopped to think why the first 4 letters of the word liver form the word life? It's because the liver is essential for the functioning of our body. If it's not healthy, our body suffers in many ways. But here's the thing. The signals our body gives can have many different causes, not just liver failure. And that's why we need to go beyond memorizing symptoms and lists. Let's take a closer look together. The world has changed drastically in the last 50 years, more than in the previous 50,000 years. We are constantly exposed to thousands of chemicals that our ancestors never encountered. These substances are in the air, in the water, in the food, and in almost everything around us. And do you know what that means? We need to be more proactive with our health, learning to understand our bodies and how they react to these new challenges. Unfortunately, the current healthcare system is more focused on treating diseases than preventing their causes. It is no wonder that the rates of obesity, diabetes, and even cancer continue to rise. Today, we spend billions of dollars a year treating symptoms, while the underlying causes continue to be ignored. This is something we need to change, and the best way to do this is through information. When the liver is compromised, the consequences can go far beyond physical symptoms. For example, in advanced stages of liver damage, so-called hepatic encephalopathy can occur. This occurs when the liver is unable to adequately filter toxins from the blood, leading to problems with brain function. Signs of this include anxiety, restlessness, irritability, mood swings, and even more serious neurological impairments. The power of knowledge transforms. When we understand the mechanisms behind how our body works, we are better prepared to take care of our health. That is why my videos are a little longer, because I want you to leave here truly informed and empowered to take action. Now that you're here, let's explore a little more about how these changes in the world directly impact our health. For example, did you know that many of the chemicals we're exposed to on a daily basis have the potential to alter our hormones and even our DNA? This can lead to metabolic problems, chronic inflammation, and of course, overburden the liver, which is our primary filter of toxins. The role of diet cannot be ignored either. The processed foods we often consume are full of chemical additives, preservatives, and refined sugars. All of this puts a huge burden on the liver, which has to work twice as hard to clear these substances from our system. Therefore, one of the best ways to take care of your liver is to prioritize natural foods, such as cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, kale, cabbage, and citrus fruits, which aid in the detoxification process. But here's an important thought. What about emotions? Many people don't know, but the liver is also closely linked to emotional balance. In traditional Chinese medicine, for example, it is believed that the liver regulates emotional energy and that feelings such as anger and frustration can affect your health. And the opposite is also true. An overloaded liver can lead to mood swings, irritability, and even depression. Therefore, knowledge is power. There is no point in waiting for the right time to take care of yourself. Small changes today can have a huge impact on your future. And if you're feeling overwhelmed or don't know where to start, here's a simple tip. Focus on the basics. Drink water, get plenty of sleep, move your body regularly, and try to avoid unnecessary chemicals in your daily life. We're living in a different era, and we need to adapt. The world has changed, and with it, the way we take care of our health needs to evolve too. We can no longer rely solely on medication or expect the health system to solve everything. The responsibility is ours, and that's liberating because it means we have the power to make better choices. So, are you ready to start this journey with me? Don't forget to check out the other videos here on the channel, where I delve deeper into topics like nutrition, detoxification, and strategies to keep your body functioning at peak performance. Subscribe, activate the bell, and share this content with those you love. Health is contagious, and together we can create a stronger, better informed community. Now it's your turn. What have you been doing to take care of your liver and your health in general? Comment below and let's exchange ideas.